Hello everyone and welcome back to English Pod. We have an upper intermediate lesson for you today. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine. So today we're talking about something that everyone who's ever lived away from home has felt before.
Right, and that's the word we're going to preview today. The word is homesick.
All right, so let's take a look at that in today's language preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so homesick, if you feel homesick or you are homesick.
Well, yeah, you could say, I'm homesick right now, or are you feeling homesick? So it's a word that means I miss my home, I miss my family, I'm far away, or I haven't seen my family in a long time, and for some reason you just feel sad.
Okay, so it's a feeling. You feel a little bit depressed, you feel sad because you're homesick.
Right.
Okay, so this is what's happening today in our dialogue, so let's listen to it for the first time.
Tom, how are you? Hey, we missed you at the party last night. Are you okay?
I don't know. I didn't really feel like going out. I guess I'm feeling a little homesick.
Come on. We've been through this already. Look, I know the adjustment was hard when you first got here, but we agreed that you were going to try and deal with it.
I was. It's just that the holidays are coming up and I won't be able to go home because I can't afford the airfare. I'm just longing for some of the comforts of home, like my mom's cooking and being around my family.
Yeah, it can get pretty lonely over the holidays. When I first got here, I'd get depressed and nostalgic for anything that reminded me of home. I almost let it get to me, but then I started going out, keeping myself busy, and before I knew it, I was used to it.
I see what you mean, but I'm still bummed out.
Okay, how does this sound? Let's get you suited up and hit the dance club tonight. I hear that an awesome DJ is playing, and there will be a lot of pretty single girls there.
You know, I could really go for that. You don't mind being my wingman for tonight?
Not at all. It'll be fun. It will be like a boys' night out. Well, kinda.
Great! I must warn you though, whatever happens, don't let me go on a drinking binge. Trust me, it's not a pretty picture.
Alrighty, we're back. So yeah, I guess he's very homesick.
Very homesick. And his friend is really worried.
Yeah, but actually I think this is common, right? To be homesick during the holidays, like Christmas, for example.
Oh man, it's the worst during the holidays because you think of all the traditions and all the things that you normally do at home and you're not doing them.
So this is something we're going to talk more about a little bit later on, but let's take a look at some of the language that was used in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
This first one is key, right? So when you move away from home or when you move to a new place, you have a period of adjustment. So adjustment is kind of finding the right balance or doing something so that you can kind of feel comfortable.
Okay, so you have to adjust to your new life away from home.
Or your new environment. So many times people say, wow, moving to China must be a big adjustment. So it means there's so many differences that it must take a long time to feel comfortable again.
Okay. All right, so that's adjustment. What else do we have?
Well, we've got this next phrase that's really important, I think, but often gets overlooked. We say the comforts of home, right?
Comforts of home.
So comfort's pretty easy, right? Feeling comfortable. So you
Right.
have comfort. But the comforts of home are things that are different with every person. But those are things that you have at your home or your childhood home or your parents' home that make you feel good and feel happy.
So they're not only physical things or objects, right? They can be like your mom's cooking or maybe even just spending time with your family.
Right, or reading the newspaper with your dad or things that you're used to that you don't have anymore. And so those are the comforts of home. I could say, Marco, do you miss the comforts of home in Ecuador? I mean, do you have anything that's really...
Of course. I think one of the main things is actually not living in the city because I used to live in the valley a little bit further away and kind of almost countryside. So that's one of the comforts of home that I miss.
Oh, you're making me nostalgic and I've never even been. All right, well, this is our next word, actually.
Right? Nostalgic.
Nostalgic. It's a feeling. I'm feeling nostalgic, or he's just really nostalgic. And so to be nostalgic is to kind of think about a time before or, think positively about something that you experienced before. So it's not usually a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. It's
right.
Nostalgia is a good, warm, fond memory of something.
Of something from your past. So you start thinking of something from your past that maybe brings nice, warm feelings. Maybe a little bit sad because you miss those times, but it's usually thinking about the past.
Right. So I have nostalgia for my childhood. I loved, summers in Chicago when it was hot and the kids would play in the sprinkler, and I have my dog, and it's a happy feeling. Mm-hmm.
Right. So nostalgia would be the noun and nostalgic would be the adjective.
Exactly.
All right. And our last word for today on language takeaway is bummed out.
Bummed out. Okay.
I'm bummed out.
We've got another feeling here, so we're all full of feelings today. Bummed out is a sad feeling. So to be bummed is kind of slang, and it means to be sad.
Okay, or disappointed.
Disappointed. So you come into the office, Marco, and you look a little tired, and say, "Are you okay? Are you bummed out about something?"
I can say, yeah, I lost my wallet last night, so I'm really bummed out.
Oh.
Or something like that.
So yeah, you feel bummed out when something bad or sad happens
Right.
to you.
All right, so why don't we move on now to a couple of different phrases on Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
All right, this first one is something that you often say to old friends or family. When you're friends with someone, they go through periods of happiness and sadness. And so when someone's going through a down period again, you say, "Oh, we've been through this already."
We've been through this already.
Or, when you're giving someone advice and they never take your advice, you say, "Listen, we've been through this already. You should know by now that I," and then, whatever the advice
So
is.
this has happened before, or we have experienced this before, or we already solved this problem or situation.
Right. You could imagine two bank robbers who are going over their plan for the 10th time, and then the one says to the other, "Hey, we've been through this already. You should know the plan by now."
Exactly. All right, so we've been through this already. They were talking about the adjustments and everything. And then what other phrase did they use?
Well, the next couple of phrases have to do with the friend's suggestions, because she has a lot of ideas to cheer her friend up, the depressed one. And the first thing she says is, "Hey, let's hit the dance club."
Okay, let's hit the dance club, or let's hit the dance floor tonight.
All right, so hit in this case doesn't mean like hit.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're punching someone. It means to go to or to do.
All right, so we can say, let's go to the dance club tonight. Let's hit the dance club.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a dance club, but let's hit that concert tonight. I really want to go there.
Okay, so you can hit pretty much any place, right?
Exactly. And this is a very kind of spoken language, so you wouldn't say this in your essays, but it's a good way to talk about plans with friends.
All right. And our next word actually is kind of interesting because it's very colloquial, and it's a wingman. I can be your wingman tonight.
So wingman, you have to think about wing meaning side, not like a bird's wing. So a wing means side, and a wingman is a guy who will go with you to a bar or a club to kind of help you find a date or a girl or someone to talk to.
Okay, so this person, this wingman, usually keeps you company and helps you decide maybe what girl to talk to, or maybe even introduces you to someone.
Right.
At a club or at a restaurant or bar or whatever.
And, the key is that people don't like to go alone to bars, right? Because you feel sad and then you look weird because you're all alone. And the same is true for girls. And so if a guy wants to go to a bar and he sees two girls, well, he has to have a friend to talk to the other girl.
Right.
So a wingman also helps in that sense. He helps balance things.
All right, so there's a whole science behind the wingman.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look it up on Wikipedia, you'll find 10 pages of information.
All right, so since they are going out tonight, they said it could be boys' night out.
Okay, so this is another phrase you hear all the time, especially among young people. Boys' night out and girls' night out. And so, sometimes you spend a lot of time with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you just want to have some time with your friends.
Right.
And so you call this girls' night. For me, girls' night out, you just go out and you do girl things. Guys' night out, you do other things.
Okay.
And so in this case,
girls only or guys only. Boys' night out is only guys.
Exactly. And that's why this is funny, because it's the girl who says, "Hey, let's have boys' night out." And she's not really a boy.
All right, great. And, he agreed to go out and everything, but he warned her about him going on a drinking binge.
Okay, now this is important. A lot of people who are depressed or sad, when they drink a lot. And so binge means to do something in excess, to do it too much.
Okay, so a drinking binge would be drinking alcohol in excess, too much.
Too much, so getting drunk right away.
Okay.
And it's not healthy, and we do not condone it. No.
Right, exactly. Very good. So some very interesting phrases in this dialogue today. I think we should listen to it one more time, and we'll be right back.
Tom, how are you? Hey, we missed you at the party last night. Are you okay?
I don't know. I didn't really feel like going out. I guess I'm feeling a little homesick.
Come on. We've been through this already. Look, I know the adjustment was hard when you first got here, but we agreed that you were going to try and deal with it.
I was. It's just that the holidays are coming up and I won't be able to go home because I can't afford the airfare. I'm just longing for some of the comforts of home, like my mom's cooking and being around my family.
Yeah, it can get pretty lonely over the holidays. When I first got here, I'd get depressed and nostalgic for anything that reminded me of home. I almost let it get to me, but then I started going out, keeping myself busy, and before I knew it, I was used to it.
I see what you mean, but I'm still bummed out.
Okay, how does this sound? Let's get you suited up and hit the dance club tonight. I hear that an awesome DJ is playing, and there will be a lot of pretty single girls there.
You know, I could really go for that. You don't mind being my wingman for tonight?
Not at all. It'll be fun. It will be like a boys' night out. Well, kind of.
Great! I must warn you though, whatever happens, don't let me go on a drinking binge. Trust me, it's not a pretty picture.
All right, we're back. So speaking of homesick and holidays, do you actually get very depressed or homesick during Christmas?
I do. Well, my family has a lot of Christmas traditions that are just really kind of wonderful, and we do them every single year. And so the first time I spent Christmas away, I was living in Italy, and it was kind of similar. But then the second time was when I was living in China. And China was just not the same. No oven, so no Christmas cookies. And no granny who, pours vodka and eats meatballs. And like my mom not running around the kitchen. You feel lonely, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call. And it's the entire family, and they're all together eating, having an amazing Christmas, and they think it's going to help you feel less homesick, but it makes you feel more homesick. So you definitely have nostalgia for those days during the holidays. But what about you?
I rarely get homesick, but yeah, sometimes during Christmas or New Year's. New Year's, we usually have more unique traditions in Ecuador. So it's very fun. The family gets together, we dance, we eat. So, but yeah, I've been away from home so long that I rarely get homesick anymore. But it's great to go back and spend time with the family. So after my visit to Ecuador, then I might get homesick for a little while, but then it goes away. Yeah.
Well, you guys should tell us, do you ever feel homesick? And if you do, what do you feel homesick about? What do you miss?
Maybe mom's cooking, maybe family, maybe the comforts of home.
Yeah, so we're curious to hear your answers. We have a website, englishpod.com. You can, of course, also leave us questions. We're happy to answer those. And until next time, everyone.
Bye-bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Sad because you're away from home. Homesick. Bear the cost of. Afford. Showing a strong desire for something. Longing for. Homesick. Nostalgic. Disappointed. Bummed out.
Let's try that faster.
Homesick. Nostalgic. Sad because you're away from home. Homesick. Bear the cost of. Afford. Disappointed. Bummed out. Showing a strong desire for something. Longing for.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Homesick. After 6 months living abroad, Ben started feeling homesick. Homesick. The best cure for homesickness is a phone call home. Homesick. I became homesick after looking at our family pictures. Afford. Unfortunately, I can't afford to spend money on entertainment these days. Afford. You can't afford to miss this opportunity. Afford. We were too poor to afford a doctor. Longing for. We are all longing for a peaceful world. Longing for. After 3 months of separation, he longed for his wife. Longing for. I'm longing for the summer to end. Nostalgic. The old friends shared many nostalgic memories. Nostalgic. A wave of nostalgia swept over me after seeing my childhood home again. Nostalgic. She spoke nostalgically about her school days. Bummed out. He is bummed out because his girlfriend dumped him. Bummed out. Don't be bummed out about the bad weather. There's nothing you can do about it. Bummed out. Our team lost. What a bummer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine.
And today we're going to be visiting one of my favorite places, I must say.
Really? So you're you're a big meat eater.
I am. I have to have meat every day, so that's why I usually go to the butcher.
All right, so vegetarians, be warned. Today's dialogue is all about eating meat and where to go to get meat. So as Marco said, that place is called the Butcher's.
So we're going to be visiting the butcher, and we're going to learn all the different types of meat you can find there.
Great. So we don't have anything to preview, but before we get started, just like to mention that you're going to hear a lot of different kinds of words, and we'll be back in a minute to talk about what they mean.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like half a pound of ground beef, please.
Good choice. Our ground beef is extra lean, if you know what I mean.
Could I also have half a dozen pork chops and 2 pounds of boneless chicken breast?
No chicken breasts at the moment, but we have some nice chicken thighs.
No, that won't do. I'll take this smoked ham you have here.
Okay, is there anything else?
Is this salami and bologna you have here?
Yes, it's very fine meat. Made it myself.
Sounds good. Okay, that's it.
Wait, we have T-bone, ribeye, and sirloin steaks. They are very fresh. Just came from the slaughterhouse.
No, that's okay, really. I think that's all for today.
Okay, that'll be $34.50.
All right, we're back. So this butcher was kind of creepy in the beginning.
Very creepy in the beginning.
I think that's usually the conception that you have of butchers because they always have a knife and they're always covered in blood, but it's not human blood.
Right, like the movie Sweeney Todd. Did you see that?
Yeah, like Sweeney Todd.
Butcher of Fleet Street.
But we actually took a look at a lot of different types of meat that the woman was ordering. So why don't we take a look at these now in Language Takeaway?
Language takeaway.
Okay, so the first is a classic cut. This is something that we had at my house about once a week growing up. It's called a pork chop.
Pork chop. Mm-hmm. So a pork chop comes from the animal, the pork or pig.
Yeah, well, we actually don't say pork to mean the animal. Pork just means the kind of meat that comes from a pig. So big difference there. When we're talking about food, we say pork.
Oh, wow. And what about a pork chop? So what exactly is that?
Chop is usually just on the bone, and oftentimes it's fried. Or baked, I guess. But it's just a piece of pork on the bone, and a chop. You just imagine a knife chopping something.
All right, so a pork chop, very good. And after pork chops, we were ordering some ground beef.
All right, so ground beef is another important one. Ground beef is beef that's been chopped up and pushed through a machine that kind of pushes it out in very, very small bits and pieces.
Okay.
There's no bones.
So ground comes from the verb to grind. So to grind up meat, to make it very, very small pieces.
Right, so if you want to make a spaghetti bolognese, the kind of beef you use is ground beef, or even hamburgers.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So ground beef, you ground up beef. What other things would you grind?
Oh, you could grind your teeth.
You can grind.
Some people do that when they're sleeping. They grind their teeth. You can grind, you have pepper grinders. You know, peppers sometimes come in balls. And you have to grind them to make them smaller and broken down.
Very good. So that's ground beef, and from the verb to grind. Now we are buying some boneless chicken breasts.
All right, so boneless, as you have guessed, means without bones. And chicken breasts are usually just a really nice, juicy, kind of tender cut of meat from the chicken, from the kind of underside of the chicken, where obviously, yeah, they have it. It's not a wing, it's not a leg, it's just a chicken breast.
All right. So boneless chicken breast. Now, usually it is boneless, right, when you buy it at the supermarket.
Yeah. Next up, we've got some classic deli counter favorites. These are our cold cuts.
All right. So cold cuts. Now, this means that they are cold.
Oh, well, yeah, they're cold. But I think cold cuts, the most important thing to remember here is that they're mostly like kinds of salami or cured meats. So these are salt cured, or they're dried meats. And you usually have them on sandwiches, so like a salami sandwich.
So like cured meat, you mean that meat hasn't been cooked?
Oh, no, it's not been cooked, but it's treated in a way that allows it to last for a very long time.
All right,
so they look like long tubes of meat.
Or they look very dry. So
Look very dry, like
all
beef
right.
jerky, for example.
All right, so cured meat. Now, for example, we have salami and bologna.
Bologna.
Now, it's interesting because bologna is actually spelled Bologna. So you would say Bologna, or something like that.
Well, I think it comes from the Italian Bologna.
All right.
But it's definitely a change that happened in the English language when it came over from Italy. But bologna is a kind of meat it's got a very funny looking name.
Yeah, see, you're more sophisticated than I am. That's why you know this difference.
I
between
just speak Italian, so no.
All right, so you have salami, bologna, and pastrami. What about ham? Is that considered a cold cut?
You can have ham in the cold cut section because ham sometimes comes in tubes that you slice. But ham is also just a normal kind of pork. But ham is cured, you know.
Like a smoked ham.
Exactly.
All
or
right.
smoked turkey, one of my favorites.
Very good. And now moving on from the cold cuts, we're going to concentrate on steaks.
Ooh, steaks. So there are 1,000 kinds of steaks in this world, and every city seems to have its own kind. But here we're only looking at 3, the first of which is the T-bone.
All right, the T-bone steak, I think, is one of the most popular ones.
Definitely.
It's a steak that's pretty big, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it can be.
And it has a bone inside that looks like a T.
All right, so you're saying, Marco, that the T-bone is named after the shape and the look of this steak.
Yeah, T-bone steak.
All right.
And as well as our next one is also a rib eye.
Okay, so the rib eye, I think, actually has a piece of the rib in it. So the rib is the bone, and there's a circle, which is kind of the piece of meat is sliced off the rib, and the circle is actually part of that rib. So there's a little bit of bone in it, but it's not as bony as the T-bone.
Right. So it does have one small bone that kind of looks like an eye because you can see through it. And our next steak has no bone and is the most tender and the best steak you can have, sirloin steak.
So I think the sirloin is definitely the most expensive if you're in a restaurant. Definitely the most tender, I think, of all those
delicious.
Kind of cuts.
And usually you can have like a big sirloin steak, like a half a kilo, like a 400-gram sirloin steak.
I had a friend who ate a full kilo
Really?
sirloin steak.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it a competition or?
No, there's a kind of steak called la bistecca alla fiorentina in Italy. It's the Florentine beef steak, and it is it can be about a kilo of meat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet you can't even move after that.
No, you fall asleep with your head in your soup on the table.
All right, so that's all the meat-related words that we have for you today. So why don't we move on now to Fluency Builder, where we're going to take a look at some of the phrases in this dialogue.
Fluency Builder.
We're going to look at the phrases, if you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. Now, I love this phrase, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Well, it's
I
weird.
like it too.
So you can use it for sarcasm,
Yeah.
right? Or you can use it to kind of insinuate something, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So here's what you're saying. You're saying there's a double meaning in what I want to say. So there's two things I could say, and I'm not going to say it outright, but this thing that we can't really say.
So, for example, we can say,
She likes to go out, if you know what I mean.
all right, so you're insinuating that not only does she like to go out, but maybe
Maybe she goes out a lot.
a lot, or maybe she gets drunk or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a double meaning, but you're trying to be subtle.
Yeah, but it's not so subtle because you're actually saying, like, this is not what I mean. Or, she's eating for two, if you know what I mean.
Oh, there we go. So you're insinuating that, well, you're not really insinuating, you're telling me that.
She's pregnant.
pregnant.
Eating for two is a common idiom in English that means that a woman, is going to have a baby. So here I'm saying, hey, do you know this idiom? She's eating for two, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Wink, wink, wink.
Wink, wink. So now, why don't we take a look at some other examples of how we could use if you know what I mean in different circumstances when you're trying to insinuate something.
Example 1.
She's eating for two now, if you know what I mean.
Example 2.
Tim hit a home run today, if you know what I mean.
Example 3.
Jim and Laura are going their separate ways, if you know what I mean.
All right, we're back. So now that that's clear, why don't we move on to our next phrase?
So this one is a counting phrase, and for those of you who have heard the word dozen before, it might not be so new. The phrase is half a dozen.
Half a dozen. So that means half of 12.
12. So a dozen is 12. And I'm not really sure when this started being used in English, but a dozen is 12. And half a dozen is then 6.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's another phrase or another saying that's very common, a dime a dozen.
He's a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm. So that means you can get 12 of the same type of guys for 10 cents.
Right. So they're easy to find.
They're easy to find.
Yeah.
The dime a dozen. All right, very good. And moving on to our last one. When they were talking, they said something about the meat being lean, extra lean.
Okay, lean, this does not mean lean on a door.
Right.
This is not like resting on something. This is actually a kind of way to describe food. Mm-hmm. And so food is lean if it's not got much fat. It's not fatty.
Okay, so if it's lean, it doesn't have much fat.
Exactly. So I prefer to eat lean meats. So I often eat birds and poultry. So chicken, I like it pretty lean. And if it's got fat on it, I'll cut the fat off.
Oh, okay, like the skin. Mm-hmm. The skin is fat, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you can have lean beef. It doesn't have much fat around it.
Yeah, and in America, actually, on the packages at the supermarket, it often says the percentage of meat that you have. So it's 95% lean or 98% lean.
So that means you have 3% fat in there.
Exactly.
Or 2%.
Or 2%.
My math skills are amazing. All right, so now that we've finished with all of these words on Fluency Builder, let's take a look at our dialogue for the last time.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like half a pound of ground beef, please.
Good choice. Our ground beef is extra lean, if you know what I mean.
Could I also have half a dozen pork chops and 2 pounds of boneless chicken breast?
No chicken breasts at the moment, but we have some nice chicken thighs.
No, that won't do. I'll take this smoked ham you have here.
Okay, is there anything else?
Is this salami and bologna you have here?
Yes, it's very fine meat. Made it myself.
Sounds good. Okay, that's it.
Wait, We have T-bone, ribeye, and sirloin steaks. They are very fresh. Just came from the slaughterhouse.
No, that's okay, really. I think that's all for today.
Okay, that'll be $34.50.
All right, we're back. So, Catherine, are you a big beef or meat eater?
Definitely am. It helps that my partner in crime is from Kansas City, and they have among the best steaks in our entire country in Kansas City. Yeah.
Wow. I actually miss, there was, back in California, we had the $6 burger from Carl's Jr. It was just basically beef, bacon, cheese. It was just like this huge burger with full of meat and obviously a lot of calories.
Oh, yeah.
But it was delicious. In Ecuador, we are very used to having some meat product every day with our food.
Yeah, well, it's the same in the Midwest, actually, from where we're from. It's the same in the Midwest because people in the Midwest generally think that if you're not eating meat, then what are you eating? Bread?
Right.
Corn?
Yeah.
So meat is considered a healthy part of the day, and you definitely eat it with your meals.
Yeah, and I'm sure our vegetarian listeners might not appreciate this, but it's just kind of different diets. Some people eat, for example, rice every day. Mm-hmm. So where in other countries you wouldn't really have rice every day. Or, for example, when I was in Chile, I had a lot of potatoes.
Really?
A lot of potato.
Have you ever had an Argentine steak? I hear they have the best beef in the world.
They are not only delicious, but they are very inexpensive, and it's amazing. You can have a complete steak buffet for I don't know, I can't even remember, but it was just, I sat there for 3 hours and couldn't move and kept eating.
Yeah, is it true you can eat it with a spoon? It's so soft?
Some of the meat is very, very tender, and not if it's grilled, you can't really do that, but in other preparations, it's almost like that.
With a nice butter sauce. Herbs.
All right, so
making me hungry.
I know, you've made me hungry. I think we're going to take off and have some a burger or something right now. All right, so if you have any questions, any comments, please come to our website at englishpod.com, and we're there to answer any doubts.
And we'd love to know what your favorite foods are, meat or otherwise, so post something on our website. Hope to see you there soon.
Bye.
Bye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Beef that has been put through a grinder.
Ground beef.
A type of meat from a large bird, similar to chicken. Turkey. Having a low fat content.
Lean.
Used to express the listener is aware of something that is assumed to be known.
If you know what I mean.
A type of small sausage.
Hot dog.
A cut of pork in a individual size.
Pork chop.
A type of knife a butcher uses.
Cleaver.
With the bones removed.
Boneless.
The table that a butcher works on.
Chopping block.
The meaty breast portion of a chicken.
Chicken breast.
The waxy paper a butcher uses to wrap meat in.
Butcher paper.
The upper leg portion of meat on a chicken.
Chicken thigh.
A ham which has been seasoned with smoke.
Smoked ham.
Cold cooked meat used for sandwiches.
Cold cuts.
Spicy dry sausage.
Salami.
A thick piece of beef with a T-shaped bone in it.
T-bone.
A tender cut of beef from the outer side of the rib. Rib eye. A piece of beef from the lower back of the cow. Sirloin. A slice of beef. Steak. The place where animals are killed for their meat. Slaughterhouse. Wide sausage that is sliced. Bologna. Let's try that faster. The meaty breast portion of a chicken. Chicken breast. Spicy dry sausage. Salami. Used to express the listener is aware of something that is assumed to be known. If you know what I mean. A type of small sausage. Hot dog. A ham which has been seasoned with smoke. Smoked ham. Wide sausage that is sliced. Bologna. Having a low fat content. Lean. Cold cooked meat used for sandwiches. Cold cuts. A slice of beef. Steak. The upper leg portion of meat on a chicken. Chicken thigh. A cut of pork in a individual size. Pork chop. A thick piece of beef with a T-shaped bone in it. T-bone. The place where animals are killed for their meat. Slaughterhouse. Beef that has been put through a grinder. Ground beef. A type of knife a butcher uses. Cleaver. A type of meat from a large bird, similar to chicken. Turkey. With the bones removed. Boneless. A tender cut of beef from the outer side of the rib. Rib eye. A piece of beef from the lower back of the cow. Sirloin. The waxy paper a butcher uses to wrap meat in. Butcher paper. The table that a butcher works on. Chopping block. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Ground beef. You should be sure that ground beef is cooked well. Otherwise, you can get sick. Ground beef. Today's special is ground beef at only 99 cents a pound while supplies last. Ground beef. These Italian meatballs are made from ground beef, salt, pepper, and a pinch of garlic powder. Lean. Tommy is on a diet, so he only eats extra lean meat. Lean. Look at that girl over there. She is so lean. I don't think there is an ounce of fat on her body. Lean. We want to make the company leaner and more responsive to the demands of the market. If you know what I mean. This beef is so fresh, I think I can still hear it mooing, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. I know what you mean. The internet is so slow, I'm not sure I'm even connected.
if you know what I mean. Boy, John's wife is really mad at him. I guess he's really in the doghouse, if you know what I mean. Cold cuts. Are we all prepared for the picnic? Let's see here. We have bread, cold cuts, mustard, silverware, plates. Cold cuts. Honey, don't forget to buy the cold cuts on your way home. Buy some sliced roast turkey and whatever else you want. Cold cuts. I would prefer a bowl of steaming noodles rather than some stale bread and cold cuts. Steak. Before I got this great job, I was so poor, but now it's steak for dinner every night. Steak. I can't finish this whole steak. It's bigger than my head. Steak. You can choose how long your steak is cooked. Rare steak often still has blood in it, while well done is almost entirely burnt.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another lesson with us here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have a lesson for all our university students out there.
That's right. We're talking about registering for university.
Okay, so it's a difficult process sometimes, even in your own language. So we're going to try and make it a little bit easier by giving you some of the common words you would need to register at a university.
All right, well, I think it's time we get started by listening to the dialogue. And we're going to listen to a young female student as she tries to choose her classes.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes. I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, great. A very good student, taking a lot of classes this semester.
I know, and it sounds like some of them are pretty hard as well.
Yeah, they are. Well, she used some of those very common phrases that we would need when we are registering at university. So let's take a look at them now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so the first thing, I think we need to deal with this word to register.
Register.
So register for university.
Okay, so we've mentioned this word many times, so I think it would be a good idea to listen to some examples, and then we'll come back and explain it.
Hey, did you finish registering for the new course?
Not yet. I was just about to do it.
You should hurry. The deadline is tomorrow.
I know. But the website keeps crashing.
That's annoying. Did you try registering early in the morning?
No, but that's a good idea.
It worked for me. I registered last week, and it was super fast.
Lucky you. I wish I'd done it earlier.
What's the hold-up now?
I need my student ID number to register, but I misplaced it.
Can you request a new one?
Yeah, I did. I'm waiting for the email.
Once you get it, registering should be easy.
I hope so. I don't want to miss the course.
Have you registered for anything else this semester?
Just one workshop. What about you?
I registered for 3 courses already.
Wow, you're ahead of the game.
I didn't want to risk missing out.
Makes sense. I'll register as soon as I get that email.
Good luck. Let me know if you need help registering.
Thanks. I might take you up on that.
So when you register for something, you put your name down on a list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, when you register for university, you officially put your name on the list of students in that course.
Okay, so you can register for university. What else can you register for?
Register for a class. You can even register to vote.
Okay, so register.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she was registering for her classes, and we saw these words that we know already, but it's a good idea to take a look at them. We heard that she is a business major.
So a major.
Mm-hmm, a major.
A business major.
Mm-hmm. And what is your major?
The major is the major area that you study, the most important area that you study.
The area where you are specialized.
Yeah, the area that you focus on.
Okay. Now, we heard another one that's called a minor.
So this is another area that you study, but it is less important than your major.
Okay, so major and your minor.
So let's give an example. Imagine you must take 100 classes to graduate from university. Maybe you have to take 50 for your major and maybe 30 for your minor.
Okay, very good. And now on your degree, on your title, does it say what is your major and minor?
Well, I think it depends on the university, but in my case, yes.
Okay, very good. So major and minor.
Yep.
Now, related to this and what you were saying about your classes, it takes us to our next word, which is credits.
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 Now, this is easily confused with classes sometimes.
That's right. Well, a credit is kind of a point. So in university, you need a certain number of credits or points to graduate.
Okay. So suppose you need 100 credits to graduate.
So that's not 100 courses because each course might be worth 4 or 6 or 8 credits, depending on how important it is.
Very good. So maybe the classes that are part of your major will have more credits. All right. Very good. And now we have our last word in this dialogue, and it was tuition.
Tuition.
She had to pay her tuition.
So tuition is the money that you must pay for education.
Okay, only for education.
That's right. So university tuition, private school tuition, or even language course tuition.
Okay, so a tuition is the money you must pay for school only.
Yep.
So we've seen a lot of great words used for registering at university. So I think it's time to listen to the dialogue for the second time a little bit slower, and then we'll come back and take a look at some phrases.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes. I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, so it's time for putting it together.
Putting it together.
And we're going to look at some phrases here that we can use to talk about education and university, and we can use them in different ways.
All right, and our first phrase is actually very similar to register.
To sign up for something.
Okay, I want to sign up for.
I'd like to sign up for my courses.
I think it would be a good idea if we listen to some examples of how we can use this phrase.
Example 1.
I signed up for a 1-year gym membership.
Example 2.
If you want to assist our meeting, you need to sign up first.
Example 3.
I hate signing up for things online because they just send you spam emails.
Okay, so I can see that to sign up for something is to agree to take part in it.
Okay, so it's a little bit more informal than register.
Yeah, exactly. Less formal.
All right. So moving on to our second phrase. This is very important because it's often used improperly, right?
Yeah, people often make mistakes with this phrase.
All right, so let's look at this phrase, second year.
So she is in her second year.
Now, it seems very simple, so why are we explaining this?
Well, it often gets confused with grade. So when we talk about university, we talk about first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot say grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4.
Or year 1, year 2.
No, it's always first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Okay, very good. Or last year.
Yeah, last year.
My last year of college.
Exactly.
Very good. So now you know how you can explain to someone what year of college or university you're in.
Yes, that's right.
Very good. And we have one more phrase to you, and it was when she was getting her class schedule.
So class schedule.
Class schedule.
Now, a schedule is the list of things you do at what time.
Right, so it's the timetable of your day or your week.
Yep.
All right. And your class schedule will say all the classes that you have and what time they're at.
So what other types of schedules can we have?
You also have maybe a gym schedule.
That's right. Or even a work schedule.
Right. So we have different types of schedules and you can use it depending on what you are doing. Those are all the phrases we have for putting it together today. And now let's listen to the dialogue for the last time and then we'll come back.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes. I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, so we were talking about second year, first year, third year, etc.
Yep.
Now, there are also other names that we give to each year, both for high school and university.
And I think this is only for America, like in the United States. We don't do this in Canada, and I always get so confused. So, Marco, what is the name you give to first-year students?
Okay, so first-year students are called freshmen.
Okay, because they're fresh.
Because they're fresh, yeah. They just came from middle school, they just came from high school.
All right, and what about the second-year students?
They're called sophomores.
Okay, because they're soft?
No, well, it's not soft, it's sophomore, like S-O-P-H.
Sophomore.
And then third year students are called juniors.
Okay, because they're almost it's like junior manager.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then last year students are called seniors.
So they're the oldest guys in the school.
Exactly. So you can say, yeah, I'm a sophomore at Arizona State University.
Okay, so we only use this in America, though, right?
Yes, it's very and not only for university but also for high school.
Okay.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
To place one's name on a roll or register, sign up.
Enroll.
Officially put your name on a list for something.
Sign up for.
A short piece of writing on one subject that argues one point of view.
Essay.
The field one studies in university.
Major.
A long piece of writing that you must do at the end of a course.
Term paper.
Points you receive towards your degree.
Credit.
An exam or big test given halfway through the course.
Midterm.
Timetable. List of appointments and times.
Schedule.
The last exams at the end of a semester.
Finals.
Educational fees.
Tuition.
Let's try that faster.
A short piece of writing on one subject that argues one point of view.
Essay.
The last exams at the end of a semester.
Finals.
Educational fees.
Tuition.
The field one studies in university.
Major.
Points you receive towards your degree.
Credit.
Timetable. List of appointments and times.
Schedule.
An exam or big test given halfway through the course.
Midterm.
To place one's name on a roll or register, sign up.
Enroll.
A long piece of writing that you must do at the end of a course.
Term paper.
Officially put your name on a list for something.
Sign up for.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Sign up for. I signed up for a 1-year gym membership. I really need to lose weight. Sign up for. If you want to assist our meeting, you need to sign up first. Sign up for. I hate signing up for things online because they just send you spam emails. Major. I wanted to become an arts major, but my parents wanted me to study business. Major. Paula majored in physics and applied sciences. She is a real genius. Major. I don't know what I should major in. What do you suggest? Credit. I need to take extra credits this year in order to make up for my laziness last semester. Credit. Tuition at some universities depends on the amount of credits you take. Credit. This class is really important since it's worth 6 credits. Schedule. I need to check my gym schedule because I want to go to my aerobics class this week. Schedule. Tracy has a really light working schedule. She only works from 9 a.m. till noon. Schedule. I just got my class schedule today, and I'm going to be busy 7 days a week. Tuition. College tuition in the United States can be very expensive. Maybe you should study somewhere else. Tuition. I have to save up for my tuition for next semester. Tuition. I have a scholarship, so I only have to pay half my tuition every year.